everyone, I'm Kelli.
And I'm Danni. Welcome back to the Procreators Podcast for Moms Who Make Things.
The podcast for moms and future moms who are navigating their creative careers as they raise their little inspirations.
We are so excited to introduce our special guest, the incredible director, Kelli Park. Mom of one and an inspiration to many. Cue the ear horns. Okay, but I'm not going to try and do it. But before we get into it, we want to let the people know all about you and your work.
Yes. Director Kelli Park is from Philly. Her early years were spent attending Quaker schools, which helped shape a unique life perspective. After launching her career as a marketer and project manager in the technology and advertising industries, she decided to switch things up. Inspired by her actress mother to listen to her funny bone, she took a leap of faith and moved to Los Angeles to pursue a career in comedy. She began studying at Second City and the Groundlings, which led to commercials, short films, and sketch comedies. However, she soon realized being in front of the camera wasn't what fed her soul. Teaching was. This eventually would lead to teaching children and young adults the fundamentals of acting and improv. Kelli quickly became one of the most sought after acting coaches in TV, working on numerous pilots and TV shows for Nickelodeon, Disney, Amazon, and Netflix. From there, Kelli transitioned to director, debuting on the Emmy Award nominated Netflix show Alexa and Katie, ultimately directing multiple episodes. She has since directed numerous episodes, including the pilots for Country Comfort on Netflix, Black Don't Crack on ABC, Lopez versus Lopez on NBC, and most recently, Non-Evil Twin on NBC. She's also a writer, producer, and is developing several projects with her writing, producing partner, husband, John. Welcome, Kelli.
Welcome. Woo, woo, woo.
That was amazing. Thank you. Beautifully said and done.
Well,
Amen.
hey, I was just reading what you did. So you did all the work.
Sometimes we need to hear it, right? Sometimes we need to hear it to realize what we have done. And
that's right.
Listen.
Yes.
So I definitely went diving and I was like, okay, Country Comfort. I went looking at, because I never even knew about it. I guess because, Netflix populates what you're interested in.
Yes.
So that didn't come up, but I put it on. I was like, okay, I could get this cute. I like the family thing. I said, okay. And the pilot episode, I was like, whoa. I said,
come on.
Right?
Yes.
I kept me wanting more. That's why I ended up watching like 4 in a sitting. But anyway,
she was binging. She was starting to binge. We love this, hearing about your journey and all of those things that have just molded you into the person that you are right now. And as you know, this podcast is a podcast that is for moms and by moms. So we want to talk also about, we're going to get into your entertainment journey, but outright, we want to talk about you as a mom, like becoming a mom, and at what point in your journey, because it's a winding road, at what point in your journey did you become a mom?
That is such a great, wonderful question, because growing up, I was raised by a single mom, and I saw how difficult it was for her to not have a partner and to raise these 2 girls, especially being this Black woman that was an actor, and she was trying to be creative, and she was trying to do, but she also had to raise us in the world. And she did such a wonderful, miraculous, brave job. And my mom is my hero. I always consider her my tree. My mother is my tree, man. She laid down the foundation. So I knew I wanted to step into that role. But I had to get some things under my belt first. I had to get some work experience, life experience. And then I fell in love with this guy, man. He was my guy. Like when you meet somebody and you're like, oh, this is my husband.
Yeah.
This one right here, he's not going anywhere. This is my dude. So early into our relationship, I would say like 3 months in, I was like, I'm gonna ask this man to marry me, because I just know. So 3 months in, we were both jobless. We didn't have jobs. We were at Kinko's Copies trying to figure out our resume. And I said, I really think that we should get married. And he was like, yeah, eventually. I said, no, this Thursday, we're going to get married.
You had a date?
We going to Vegas. So my mother was like, I'm gonna help you get these tickets to Vegas. We went to the Chapel of Love. It was a whirlwind. We got married, and I knew I wanted to start a family right away. So I was young. I think we were like 26, 27. And we were like, I really just felt overwhelmed with the sense of family. I needed to have family in my life since I didn't have my father's side, which he had loads of family, but they weren't connected with me and my sister. So it was literally just the three of us. And I know how to work in threes. So I was like, I think we should have a kid now. So it's like, I'm just getting to know you. What you mean you have a kid? I was like, I think we really need to do this. So we had a baby early into our relationship, and we became the Trinity, as I call us. And she's just an extension of everything we want to be. And when Sydney was born, I remember telling her when she was very, very young, I was like, listen, we're your guides. We're going to help guide you through this. We're still learning all of this, but we're here to help manage your decisions and help you to grow, but we still learn it. So when I literally just said this to this 25-year-old woman, she's 25 now. And I literally just, I said, remember, we're your guides, and it's not always going to be right. Okay.
Right.
But we got to try to find solutions to things and to work through issues and to be soft with ourselves and be humble with ourselves and forgive ourselves.
Yes.
So that, and I'm still parenting. Yeah, I'm still doing it, y'all.
Yeah. I think you're going to be that's the thing, seeing how my mother, my relationship with my mom, she's still mothering me. Yes, I have my own, and I'm a mother, but like she just came over this week and actually helped me rearrange stuff. Like I need my mom, okay? And she's still dropping things, telling me, everything doesn't have to happen all at once, all the little the wisdom, the guides. And I really like that. That definitely hit home, because I think sometimes, especially as younger moms, we have younger kids, we want so much to just give them everything and make sure that they're right. So we kind of get a little hyper focused, and we just like, okay, no, don't do that. But if we look at it as a guide, we realize we don't have to control everything.
Right.
I really like that.
Yes, you can release yourself and trust yourself. You've given them the tools. You are starting to impart the knowledge, and you're giving them the tools. Let them use them.
Oh, that was so good. You've dropped a ton of gems in there. And I think, your intentionality, listening to your own heart when it comes to your spouse, when it comes to your wanting to have a family and nurture and care for your child, like that is just beautiful. It's beautiful to be affirmed as a mom in that way. Just by the words that you're sharing, like, yes, I am a guide. Yes, that doesn't stop, but also releasing that control. Like you just said a lot in that moment. I think that I personally needed to hear.
Yeah. Yes. But also we have to, as you said, every mom in whatever part of the journey, they need to digest that, because we have a lot of guilt. We take on a lot, and we're like, well, the kid didn't do this. And like, maybe if I did more, if I read to them more, we can't, why are we putting all that pressure on ourselves? Society is doing enough of that. And that's why I'm so happy about our generation, like this new era where we're like just figuring out why do we feel this way? The why, so that we can correct and be like, okay, this is not right, and this is how to get it right.
100%. And true communication, like real talk with your kids. It's so key. That's what I've done with Sydney. That's what my husband's done. So we didn't have to play bad cop, good cop. We were unified in that way because we just spoke the truth. And we were honest with her about everything from sex to drugs to diseases to situations that'll happen in the world that are out of your control. We just were honest about death and life and all of the things that kids have questions about. We were true to her. So then I saw her at one point, maybe 9 or 10 years old, being truthful with her friends, which was so cool. I'm like, damn, you're using your tools.
Yes. Giving them the tools so that they can, when they get out, because that's ultimately it, right? At some point, the bird has to like leave the nest, and our job is to equip them to be a healthy people in society that can serve society well and like can be a blessing to their communities and not, detrimental to their communities. And it sounds like, your perspective on motherhood going into it was already with that understanding that this is an important role. And it's something that I have to really be mindful about. And I mean, of course, with some people, like, people become moms very, unintentionally at times.
Yes.
so it's like, well, here I am. I'm gonna have to navigate my life in a different way. So just hearing your perspective, because everyone's journey is so different, that is still an adjustment that we can make.
Yes.
And
I'm curious. So you were already working within the field because you said your mom was an actress. So that was really, so you already knew that's what you wanted to do. And you, even as an artist, you wanted to have a family. And I find that to be interesting because, a lot of people go the other way. So even then, is it because you met your person? Is that why that was like, okay, it needs to happen right now? Or was it just you always wanted to become a mom?
I think it was a mixture of both. I knew that I saw my mom's struggle, and I knew the things that the types of hurdles that she had to overcome. And it was a different time then. So my toolbox was a little different. My opportunities she helped to shape them, and they were bigger than the opportunities that she had. So I took those pieces. Then I found my person, and then I was encouraged by my wonderful mom, and she eventually got married. So I had a stepfather. I was encouraged by these individuals and my husband to continue, as opposed to my mom, who didn't have that system. So I knew that I would be able to pursue my dreams with the help of these individuals in my life that loved me so and wanted to see me grow and not see what happened to my mom. So my mom kind of so my village was bigger and a little brighter, and everyone was involved, which was great, as opposed to my mom, who was like, I'm going to be this actress, and her family saying, no, you're not. Ain't gonna be no actress. Yes, she didn't. So she lived her dreams within her head a lot of times and not telling anyone. Unlike me, I was open about it. I pursued it. I talked to her about it. So it was easier for me to kind of go on the path that she took before me.
Awesome.
Because you had that support. And that's something that we emphasize too, like having a village, and even if you don't have it, because it is a privilege, right? It is a privilege.
That's right.
But I think also we can try to seek it out. And that's a scary prospect sometimes, putting yourself out there. But I will say, yes, that's definitely been something instrumental in my own life, is having people who are like, I see you, I believe in you, and I'm going to support you. And you can do it. And that's what we want to be, that's what we want the podcast to be for our community. Like you can persevere, like just because you are a mother, that cannot stop the purpose and plan for your life to happen. Like it just
it doesn't take away anything from you. It adds to you. Because I think a lot of times it's portrayed as that way. But
and a lot of times we're told that, especially as Black women. We're told that, Lauryn Hill had a song about it where everybody
she did.
like,
Zion.
Yes. You gonna give up your career? You got a whole life ahead of you. We're not told that we can do all of it. And we should be encouraged and told that, I mean, look, we come from slaves, y'all. We come from situations that were unreal. Okay. We can do it all. We are the Phoenix.
That's right. That's listen, I said, we just keep getting better and better. Okay. Just keep getting stronger and stronger. It's like, we about to be superheroes out here. Like,
amen.
And you know what? And nobody, we didn't ask for all of these, excess struggle. Okay. But we have evolved in this sense, right? And triumph. And, we are definitely the dreams of our ancestors, right? So we gotta live this thing, and we gotta do it well,
Yes. And they are so proud of all of us. They are shining and looking at us and smiling and dancing, honey. So we must continue. We must
continue. We must. So, we talked about you having Sydney and well, you and your husband, you guys bringing Sydney into the fold, becoming this trinity,
I love it.
and on your path and your journey. So what point of your career were you at? Was that before you guys moved to LA, after you moved to LA?
This is so funny. This is a great story. So we moved to LA, and at this time, Sydney was maybe 5, and she was out of her mind in the most positive, wonderful way. I mean, she entertained us 24/7. She would tap dance, she would make up plays, she was doing characters, she was off the hook.
Yes.
So at the time, I was working for a nonprofit organization, and there was just something missing for my life. And I said, I love it here, and I think what I'm doing is really positive, wonderful work. But for me, internally, there's something missing. So my husband was like, he was on Craigslist one day, so ridiculous, and he was like, "Oh, the Hollywood Improv, they're hiring." And I was like, "So what's the Hollywood Improv got to do with me? I'm a professional that has health benefits. What does the Hollywood Improv have to do with me, this mother that's trying to raise this 5-year-old crazy kid? Okay, what?" And he was like, "They're looking for a server." I said, "Babe, I haven't been a server since I was in college. I ain't gonna, come on now."
Right.
And he's like, in order to gain things, sometimes you got to take a step back, go back to the middle. You always taught me that. And he reminded me, you got to go back sometimes in order to move forward. So I went down there. It was like 500 little kids standing in the line, all 18, 19 years old, and me. There was this young, early 30s mom that was seeking something else. And he said, "Be brave." You've always said that. You have to show Sydney how to be brave. Be brave. Go down there. See what's up. I went down there, filled out an application, and there was an intercom system in the improv. And on the intercom system, it was like, "Kelly, pick up line 12. Kelly, line 12. Nobody picked up the phone. "My name's Kelly." I got up and I picked up the phone, took the message, gave it to the general manager, and I left. Got in the car. My husband was like, "So what's up? What you think happened?" I said, "I'm not getting that job." I mean, it was so many people ahead of me. They're cute. They're actors. They're doing their thing. They're not going to hire me. We get home, and on the answer machine was the general manager. It was like, "We'd love for you to come back. We'd love to hire you. Love what you did with that phone. It was hilarious."
Wow.
So I quit my salaried health insurance job.
Wow.
Because I trusted in myself and my husband and the Trinity. And I became a server at the Hollywood Improv. And I met everyone. Kevin Hart was just starting out, Tiffany Haddish, Wanda Sykes. I mean, it was Sherry Shepherd, Leslie Jones, all these different beautiful people. And then my daughter, who was crazy, she was like, "I can do stand-up." I said, "You can't do no stand-up. You can't wipe yourself without the help of us." So she said, "I'm gonna try it. Come on." So Mo Better Mondays, which is urban night with D. Ray Davis. We call him Uncle D. Ray because he put Sydney up. He was like, "Let her go up." Black people, if you ain't funny, they ain't gonna laugh. They don't care if you 5 or 105. They don't care. We don't care.
No, we're gonna be honest. We're gonna be honest.
So she went up on that stage and talked about my husband's Korean. So she talked about being half Black and half Korean, having a nail shop. It was ridiculous.
At
and it was
5?
hilarious. At 5.
Wow.
Her name was Sid the Kid.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. I love this.
And she killed it. So here I was wiping tables, collecting tabs, and putting down drinks as my 5-year-old was up on stage doing stand-up. And I said to myself, this is where it starts. I don't know what that means, but I know that this is the beginning. And if I wouldn't have quit my job, I don't believe I'd be a director today.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I can see that in a lot of ways because you have to take chances. You have to step out, and that takes practice. Like that
takes
walk,
practice.
No, okay, man.
Yes.
I love how your daughter,
yes,
you instilled the bravery in her, and she gave it back to you.
Amen.
Reciprocation. Yes.
Wow.
That really goes to prove like energy is right. I think how they say energy is not lost, right? It's just like kind of like rotated, right? So you poured into her, and she just poured right back. I love love that.
It's absolutely amazing. Absolutely.
That is a great story.
And
my goodness.
I poured it right back into her because she became an actress from that moment. And I became her acting coach because we couldn't afford an acting coach. And I became her acting coach, and she did a Nickelodeon show. Nickelodeon asked me if I wanted to be an acting coach on set. And thus my life in the industry began.
Yes.
Oh,
a lot of
I
acting
love
Thank you for helping these kids. we better act.
Because we need moms on set. Okay.
Yes.
No, but you need moms on set because, you don't treat them just as a commodity or just, as an adult. They're not adults. They're children doing a job. Yes. But they need that empathy. They need you to, I'm sure they've had many a meltdowns, and you have to not only mother them, but you also got to but now let's turn on professional side, right?
100%. And just as their protector. I mean, there's a lot of adults around. There are people expecting things, and there's different energies that are floating around, and you have to protect. And sometimes from their own parents that are trying to push them. And I'm like, hey. So I was that person, that go-between, and I was definitely the Black mama on set.
There you go.
That's okay. But listen,
we need that.
Listen, Black mamas matter, okay? Everywhere. Well, listen, we out here saving lives. We helping. We've been doing this thing, okay? They always looking to us. You know what I'm saying? People, when they looking for nannies, do you think they go looking? Listen, they look for these Black mamas, and they look for them island mamas too. I'm just letting you know.
Right.
They love us. Okay. All right.
They love us.
Go ahead.
Yeah, they do love us. And sometimes I hate that they love us, right?
Right.
It's like,
they love a little too much.
They love a little too much. Just too much.
But we necessary. We're necessary. And they
necessary.
see that. They see our influence. And I hear what you're saying. Don't scavenge, right? Definitely pay me for my worth, right? Definitely,
100%.
matter.
Yes. Oh, that is just incredible. Like that piece of your journey. And then you talk about the cyclical nature of everything, right? Like you're continuously pouring out and pouring in, right? Blessing others and then receiving blessings in return. So that just being such a beautiful thing. And so, obviously you've navigated different phases of your career in the entertainment industry. We talked about the beginning. We've talked about now you also serving as an acting coach for many a child. And there's a pivot point between you acting coach to directing. How did that take place? And did your daughter also play a role in that pivot as well?
It's really, that's a great question. So at the time, she was on a show called Instant Mom, and it was with Shirley Ralph and Tia Mowry, which was hilarious. I love that show.
I remember that show.
Remember that show? It was great.
Yes.
Yeah, it was great. At this time, she was about 14, and I was coaching. I was coaching at Nickelodeon, and I started to look at my scripts, and I started to look at the cameras, and I was writing down things. My husband was like, because you're a director. I was like, they don't let me direct nothing. Come on. Come on.
We need to just give him his flowers.
Directing? Yeah, we need to give him his flowers.
We all need a John in our lives, okay?
Yeah.
She got one. Listen, Kellyanne, don't let Kellyanne fool you, okay?
I do have one.
Her and her husband, definitely, they're not the Trinity. The family is the Jordan 6, okay?
Yes.
I'm telling you, we did a photo shoot for this. I know we're interrupting a little bit, but we did a photo shoot for the podcast for this season, and the whole family participated. Like everybody had a role to play. So don't let her, she's sitting by telling everybody, she got her, okay?
I do. I do have a John. I'm grateful, but it's that support, right? We all have a John. It doesn't have to be our husband or whoever
somebody
it is.
Somebody
who sees you and sees your potential.
Who sees you. Yes. So when he said that, he was like, listen, you need to ask if you can shadow, or he said, because you've been shadowing. So every time you're on set and you're acting coaching, it's different directors that are coming through that you're learning from. So you're already shadowing. You're already in school. So all you need to do is ask. We've always said a closed mouth is not get fed. I am a big proponent of asking. I will ask for anything. Anything that I need, I'm asking for it. No is not going to kill you. No is a motivator.
Yes.
Okay.
Say that again, please. Say it again so I can hear it in my spirit.
No is a motivator.
Yes.
Just like fear is.
Right.
Fear is the choice. Danger is real. Fear is a choice. Danger is real, right?
Right.
Yes.
True.
So I took all that and I asked Nickelodeon, and they said, just keep shadowing. Just keep shadowing. I said, okay. So that's basically no. Right?
Okay. Right. Because
I
it's
said,
not the
okay.
yes you wanted, right?
It's not the yes I wanted. So I said, okay, maybe there's something else I need to learn. Got an opportunity. Netflix called and said, we need an acting coach. And I said, great. I've never worked for Netflix. This is interesting. I went down there, had the meeting for Alexa and Katie, became their acting coach. I left Nickelodeon and did 2 seasons with them as the acting coach. As we move into the 3rd season, I said, listen, I'm getting older. Life is moving, and I really need to direct. I would love to be the acting coach, but I would love an opportunity to at least have 1 episode. And they said yes.
Very good.
They said, of course. And I never looked back. I just continued from there. I knew that I would have to, this was my huge stepping stone. And a lot of times we do one of something and then we become fearful that it won't happen again. So we step back into that role.
Talk about it.
I closed the door on acting coaching. I love it. And I think it's a wonderful thing and great. It helped me. But now I've been a director all my life. All the components of every job I've ever had has culminated to this moment. So that door has to close. And it did. So that meant I have to work even harder as a Black woman director. I got to get out there. So I asked my friends, I asked people around. I was looking for an agent. I went to APA and I sat down and they were like, you've only done 1 episode. What's so different about you? And I broke down who I was,
that's
my
right,
story, and how I was what I was going to do in my life and the things that I was going to accomplish. And I had an agent when I walked out the door.
Wow.
So from one episode of television, but you have to know who you are.
Yes.
And you have to know your potential and you have to tell it. You have to, these are prayers. God gave us this mouth and this voice and this irreverent energy that we have as people. Use it. Don't be afraid to humbly tell people who you are and the gifts that you have that could help lives.
Yeah. Absolutely right.
So that's what I did.
You know, I love that. But because, a lot of times we're told that, that's being boasting or you're too confident. I've heard times where, people's like, oh, why are you so confident? And I'm just like, I'm just being. I am not, and confidence shouldn't offend you. I'm not doing this to put you down. It's just me existing in my space. And I had to learn that pretty early because, people are going to have, they're going to perceive what they perceive. But I always, come forward with pure intentions. And I'm like, okay, these are my intentions. I'm pretty real talking. Kelly will tell you.
Yeah.
So, but I do feel as though after you become a mom, as you said, when you do something well, you kind of want to just sit in it. You feel safe, right? And you're like, I can be a great mom. I could just do all mom things, right? But as you said, there's always that thing inside of you, wanting more because you are more than that role, right?
Exactly.
So, and you have to be the complete package. You have to be a complete person. So thank you for reminding us. That's where those affirmations come in. You have to look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, remind yourself of who you are.
You must. Right? And haters are going to hate. And that's the motivation right there. Hate me. Push me along.
Push me, please.
Push me. Tell me. I love it. I eat it up.
I'm eating up right now. I'm quiet. I'm listening and I'm internalizing. Because you're speaking to me and right now this particular season of my life where there's been so many changes, and I'm really just evaluating and really working on putting myself out there. I think circumstances, and this is just, listen, guys, we just keep it real. Okay.
Right, do your thing.
Keep it real.
Go ahead. Preach, mama.
just circumstances that may have shaken my confidence. And I'm thankful for the people in my life who have reminded me, you've done this, you can do this, and there's more for you to do. And you're just affirming that, like, you go through your own resume, like remind yourself.
Look at yourself.
What you've done.
Please don't forget that step as a daily part of your life. And remember all of the people that came before you that laid down the foundation for you to do this.
Yes.
That's the thing.
Don't forget them. Okay? Because they're with you.
Yes.
All right? And they want to grow too. Their energies grow. They want to see it in you. They want to see themselves in you.
Yes.
They've laid it down for you.
Yeah, we want that for our kids. We want our daughters to see us. We were talking the other day, and our little ones were like, "I want to be a mom when I get older." We're like, "Huh? You want to be a mom?" You know, because especially when you go into the season when you just want everybody to go take a nap, right? And then you're like, "You want to be a mom?" But we're like, "Yes, you can be a mom. That's wonderful." And then we want to show them that moms are not limited. They already know that we're not limited to one thing because they've seen us. They've come along with us when we've gone to photo shoots or performances or whatever it is, or they've seen our work and they understand. They see us as a whole package. So we are doing this work for them to see. And even though we have challenging days, right? And we're hoping it's going to get easier. I hope and I believe that as they get older, it'll get easier. I know I'm sure it'll change, but that they able to see that, it's done, we've done it, and it's possible. And hopefully it'll be easier for them.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
And I think so, there's some women who are called to just be with their kids. Like if that is your mission, and you chosen to accept it, whatever the thing is that you are called to do that thing, and give it everything that you have. That passion, that fire, that thing that's in you that's saying, I have to do this. Just like you said, like, I have to do this, know, and that means you might have to lay some things aside. Just like you said, like, I'm not, acting coach is to the side because there's something else that's calling me. There's something else that I've got to do. And you did your work for that season.
Yes.
You helped those kids.
That's the
yes, I did that.
You did that. You helped those kids, and you were a mother to them. And I think sometimes we want to like take these attributes and like, no, moms are great at organizing. They're great at de-escalating situations.
Yes.
All of those things are skills, right?
Moms should be certified mediators. We should have that mom certified mediator, because I when I went to that training, I sat down, I'm like, listen, I do this. I'm a mother. Like, why am I here? They should just gave me the thing, right? So
that's hilarious. That's real.
I love it. It's real.
So real.
It's very real. So
I was doing far. No, I was just moving far. But so we're wanting to talk about how your work is very family centered, right? It's around family relationships and those sorts of things. Do you want to continue to explore those, or are you into showcasing other types of stories?
That's a really good question. I love the family dynamic because I think when growing up, I had such a tight-knit, tiny little core. So to see all these different people trying to get along and get together, like when I did The Neighborhood, when I did Alexa and Katie, even when I did Station 19, which is about firefighters, that's a family.
Yes, it is.
That's a family of people, and it's different energies, and they're in different places in their life. It's multi-generational. I love the theme of that. And because I'm still learning even about my own family. I'm still learning about, there's still my daughter's 25. I've never been in this situation with a 25-year-old kid. I've never been here with her. So I'm learning about this new dynamic. And my directing on these sets have really, really helped me. These writers that write this, they're writing from their heart. They're writing from their situations. And I'm like, wow, I can relate to this. I look back at some of my stuff, I'm like, let me turn that on again so I can get some more lesson.
Shout out to the writers. Shout out to the writers.
Yes.
Shout out love that.
We need y'all. Yes. We're rooting for y'all.
Because I'm watching these. Because I was binge watching, and my mom is a huge fan of Family Reunion. Okay, like she's just obsessed. Yes. So I was like, "See, which season you want?" I'm like, "I'm catching up. Just hold on." Yes. But I do agree. Like I think family at the core, learning that, understanding how to navigate family relationship also helps you when you go out into the world, right? Because as you said, even the firefighters, you have a work family. Everybody plays a part. So just understanding that and how to navigate and how to just be in that. It's very important. So yeah, please keep telling those stories.
Yes. We love it and we're here for it. We want more of that.
Yeah.
And just we need that in our society, right? We need
Yes.
I think of myself and just coming from a family dynamic where it was very hectic, broken relationships all throughout. The people that I looked to were like Family Matters and like, though that was my show. Okay. Family Matters. You know what I'm saying? That was it right there. Okay, beautiful Black families that are growing and learning together. And it wasn't just about, people doing the wrong things. It was like, how do we learn the lessons when we do the wrong things? How do we come together to accomplish it? So it's like that work is so important and it's so necessary. And I do hope that we see more beautiful Black families on TV. And thank you for your part in that. Now from your experience, obviously I'll just say for myself, I've had to have my kids on set with me. We've done projects together, but what are some tips that you can share that can help moms who are navigating either a creative career or they're in the entertainment industry and their kids might want to do it? So any tips that you have for a mom who is navigating a career in the entertainment industry while raising their children?
That is such a great question. There's so many things you can do. Thank God for the internet and computers that connect people. Do as much research as possible on what you want to do, and think big. Always think big. It may feel daunting, but if you start to train your brain to expand and think largely, it'll help you to see that there's so many different avenues to get to that place. There's different ways into the house. It's not just the front door. There's a window in the basement. You can sometimes the back door.
Come through the chimney. Come through the chimney.
Come through the chimney. Yes. There's different ways. So start to get creative. Start to think about your village. Tell people what you need. We have prayers inside of our mouths that come out. We speak. When we speak, those are prayers. We're saying it to the world and the universe. Tell people what you need and what you're doing, how you want it. You never know. Somebody might say, oh my God, you know what? My cousin just got a job on set. Maybe you might want to go down there, blah, blah, blah. You have to open your mouth and reveal who you are, and be passionate about it. Some people won't like it. Get used to that. That's okay. You weren't put here for them. You're put here for you. Acknowledge your journey. Be comfortable with your journey in your skin, right? Also, watch as much television, or if it's music, just try to put yourself into the world of those things, of those mediums. If somebody said, listen, I think I want to be an acting coach. Maybe reach out to some acting coaches, watch some television, find their name, email them, tell them who you are. Don't badger them and be crazy with them, but just let them know that this is, and they could ask, do you have any advice? How do I get started? Right. But do your research, and most of all, be kind to yourself. Be gentle in the moments that seem daunting. Be still, be quiet. Allow your soul to rest. Know that you're doing everything that you can within the time that's allotted for you to do that. This is not a sprint. This is a marathon, right?
Yes.
We're gonna take our time. We're not looking to see the finish line yet. There is no finish line, because if all you're seeing is the finish line, you're missing all the beautiful things along the way, right? You know the finish line is there, but remember the trees and the beautiful people waving at you along the sides. It's going to help you on this journey. Okay? That's the advice I have.
Oh, I love that. I know you just keep talking to us, and it's so very timely, especially when you said, like, immerse yourself in those spaces of the things that you want to do, right? We were just talking about that, and I am guilty I hide in my house. Okay. And like I said, I want to do this thing, but I don't want to come out of it. I don't want to go anywhere. Right. And it's like, I don't have the support. But I'm saying when I visited Kelli in California, I was like, I saw her doing her thing and navigating these spaces. She forever inspires me, always inspiring me. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put myself in these spaces. I came back to Miami. I was like, okay, all right, who am I talking to? What am I doing? Where am I going? I got to do it. I'm going to force myself once a month, and it is going to become easier. I just have to make these steps. So thank you for just, putting confirmation on the thing.
Yes. It's waiting for you. It's waiting for you. Let's go.
Oh, listen, I'm thinking about literally just taking that last segment and just making it a part of my morning meditation.
Amen. Come on.
Facts.
Just because we need that reminder. And I think, as a mom and as a producer, there's so many different roles that I have: mom, producer, writer, coordinator, all of these different things. And sometimes I forget about, I'm so much doing the work that I actually forget about pouring back into myself and just taking the time to just assess. And Danielle will tell you that I'm just a go person. I'm a go, 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 go. And so in the resting and the reflecting, that's how I spent a lot of my summer, just resting and reflecting. I mean, part of that was because
for the first time ever.
For the first now listen, God will switch things up on you to help you to understand. Because I lost one of my jobs. Now I'm Jamaican, so I'm always having more than one job. So I lost one of my jobs. We got laid off, and it really paused me to just say, well, what do you really want to do? How do you really want to show up? And I had to sit down with myself and literally reflect. And so I'm still in that reflection, but also action planning. What do I want to do? How do I want to get there? And I think sometimes it's easy to just, making sure my kids have this, right? It's back to school, making sure they have everything. But I'm also like putting myself on my own checklist. What do I need?
That's right.
Do? And so I think everything that you're saying is really just affirming that we also have to make sure that we are caring for ourselves caring for ourselves well, oh my gosh, I can't even say this word, prioritizing, making sure that we are.
It's so hard for you.
We're prioritizing ourselves so that we can, because your daughter was able to see you pursuing something. She saw that shift. She may not have fully even understood it, but something in that spark helps her to get to where she is, and in turn helped you. And then you were able to also help others. You thought that probably showing up on set, you were just there for your child, and you ended up helping so many other people. And I think, just like I said, everything that you're saying, I think is encouraging for us as women, as moms, so that we can understand that, yes, our role is to our children, but we don't know how far and how wide our impact is going to be as we're pouring into our kids.
They need the best you. They need the best you.
That part.
So y'all got to check in. You got to check in with yourselves.
Yes. I love that part. Yeah, because I tell you, when you're running a road, you're so short with them, and you're not giving them the best. So
they want the best you. They want to see you grow. You're their tree.
They do.
Yeah, the tree. I love that. I'm making notes. If you see me looking down, I've been taking notes because I'm a note taker.
I'm telling you, this one, we always have a good episode. Okay. We always have a good episode. There's no favoritism here, even though both of our names are the same. But I think with everything, right, we always have to remind ourselves and refresh ourselves. And this is one of those ways that we can pour into ourselves. What do I need? How can I fill my cup so that I actually have something to pour out to my children? Because when you're unfulfilled, everybody's getting it. Okay.
There it is. You said it. You said it.
You mad at the world, you mad at the people in Starbucks, you mad at when you're not content, when you're not satisfied within yourself.
That's real. Yeah.
And it's not to be seeking satisfaction out there, but it's internal. That's internal satisfaction within myself. because we're doing what we know in our souls that we're here to do. And I know it's a privilege. I look at I come from a line of people who I just recently realized are creative people. And they were not able to fully live that out because of circumstance, because of circumstance. And it's I carried that with me. I carried that my grandmother, I carried my great grandma, I carried my aunts and uncles, and not in a burdensome way, but just in a way of like, I'm creating for us, for our family. I'm doing it differently.
Yes.
Oh, I love that. Oh, this is such a healing episode.
It
right?
is.
It's such a healing moment. I feel it works perfectly with Sunday. It aligns well with our rest day, and lovely. It's a nice packaged, episode. I love it. I love it.
Yes. And so now we've talked about a few things, but we have some fun stuff. We always try to get into the fun stuff. Danielle's going to kick off the fun, exciting stuff. We want to hear what you.
Don't hype it up too much, but it's the fun stuff because we want to get off it. Or we came out of our healing. We're just going to come out, right? We're going to say, we're moving forward. No, okay. So we want to know, who is your favorite TV or movie mom? We'll give you a few seconds.
What?
But I think it's hard. Okay, so I think you should do, let's say maybe from you want to say from your childhood, from like certain parts of your life, like your favorite TV mom or your favorite movie, or like somebody like a mom on TV who you're like, oh yeah, like that resonated with me, or something to aspire to be.
That's a really, really good question. And I don't know if she's played a grandma. I don't know if she's ever played a mom, but this person in my life, and she's literally in my life right now. And she is one of the most inspirational. I call her just to ask questions about mothering. It's got to be Cheryl Lee Ralph.
Oh, come on now. Come on now. She was a stepmom. She played a stepmom on Moesha.
That was still a mother.
That was a mom.
That was a mother.
That was a mother.
Yes. Let me tell you something. This woman, just who she is, but I mean, as an actor, but as a woman and a real mom to her two incredible children. She is one of the most beautiful, kind, giving, and generous human beings I've ever met, and she's always kept it real with her kids. She doesn't play. She doesn't play. And she loves them through it. She encourages them. And I've seen both of those kids struggle and go through their thing. And Cheryl Lee was right there. Yes. And I model myself. I try to. After her, I love her so much. I'm so proud that she is finally being acknowledged for the genius.
What? Listen, we're hyping her up every chance we get. Every time we see her in a dress, it's everything, like just everything, even the way she articulates herself, and as I'm Trinidadian, so every once in a while my accent comes out, which is on purpose because I like to have a little reflection of both. I want to make sure people know I come from somewhere. Okay, all right. So, but I like to see that with her because she's still like, nobody's telling her to change who she is all the way. Like, you can still hear different inflections and things that she says, and I'm like, so it's possible. I don't have to like completely erase. Like, I can be,
never.
It's always, but it definitely, because everybody in acting, they're always telling you what they want you to be, right? And then you fall into, sometimes you fall into that thing. But to see her like, and I never like to fall into things, so like I was having a hard time with that. When I see her and she's actually doing it and she's not compromising, I'm like, okay, good, I'm right, because I was definitely not trying to change.
That's right.
I'm Jamaican, so I definitely love me some Cheryl Lee Ralph. Okay.
All right. That's right. Come on.
Period.
Period.
Represent. And she does it well. She does it well. But yes, she's definitely a mom who, you just even seeing her on Moesha, and this is before I even knew she was Dream Girls or anything like that. I was like, wow, okay. She wasn't.
I love how she played that role.
She don't play.
She played it with elegance.
Yes. And strength. Elegance and strength. Yes. Love it.
Yes.
Okay. And then one more thing, because a few of these fun things we talked about, but what is your favorite thing about being a mom? And your least favorite,
Oh.
the favorite thing, and then the least favorite.
Okay. My favorite thing about being a mom is watching this human being take the things that me and my husband have imparted to her, take them and actually do them and start to sow her own garden. So watching her plant her own seeds from the seeds that we gave her is phenomenal. To watch her, one of the things that in our household, we're all about fighting for injustice, right? Standing up for people. So when the first time I ever saw her do that, she was a child, she was a little 10-year-old, and she was at school and she was protesting something. And I was like, this is everything.
Yes.
She gets it. She's understanding who she's going to be in the world, how to fight, how to stand up for people, how to be strong for others that don't have voices. That's the most incredible thing ever. I love that's what I don't love is they have to grow up.
Yes.
and they start to shift in a way that there's certain things she doesn't need from me and I have to hold. I have to be still sometimes. I have to watch her make mistakes.
Oh, that's
the deepest thing. You got to watch it. Listen, because a lot of times you yelling or saying don't do pushes them further into the abyss. They have to see the car coming for themselves. They got to see it. And sometimes it's deep. But you have to understand and know that this is a part of their journey and their process.
Be their
and
guide.
being to be their guide and being there regardless. So a lot of times I watch her and she makes mistakes and I have to watch. My husband and I, we sit and we tell her, we are here when you need us. Regardless of anything, we are here. And she'll come back and she'll go, God, I can't believe I did that. I'll never do that again. Excellent. We did our job.
Right, exactly. You will have to see it again.
I ain't never gonna do that again. I'm so glad I went through that because now I know. And I'm like, oh yes. And we didn't have to do much. We just loosened it. And she still saw us standing there. And she went ahead and did her thing, but she came back and said, I ain't never doing that again.
Well, good. Oh, listen, it worked. It's effective. So we have hope. It's going to be hard to watch, but as you said, because I'm sure like you in pain, watching her be in pain, like, but you're right, because sometimes they have to experience it. Like my mom always tells a story that she had some glass thing on the table and she told me, don't touch it. And I just kept going at it. And she's like, no, if you touch it, you're going to get popped. And I was just like, so I just went ahead and did, but she's showing me that the actions have consequences. Like she was trying to explain to me how things work, but I was that child. I had to learn why for myself.
Sometimes they have to see the action and consequences in action. They got to see it.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, it's tough. I'm getting my 12-year-old's getting ready to turn 13 and we just got her a phone. And she's a pretty responsible kid, but
great.
I just keep looking at her like, man.
Yes.
Why did you have to grow up?
Yeah, I know. Why? And that's great that you got her a phone. And she some people get phones, 7, 8?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So that's good momming. You did some good momming there, girl.
That's good momming and good budgeting. Well, it's more momming than budgeting, honestly. Her dad and I were like, we want to hold on that. And even her, she was like, I don't really want a phone. I'm like, yeah, but for communication. Now you're going to a whole new school and you're the only one there. Like we need to have communication with you. But yeah, it's definitely tough watching her grow, being the first child. It's like, oh my gosh, she's
yep you did it though. You did it. You're continuing to do it.
There you go.
You're her guy. Now you're her guy. Each year that goes by, those reins will loosen because they must. They have to.
Love it. Ooh.
They have to loosen, right?
They have to, yes.
They have to loosen.
They have to loosen.
I'll remind her, don't worry. She's going to need reminded.
She's going to need, because psychologically, tight reins, people don't want to be bothered. Right? They want to move away from that.
Yeah.
So loosen it. Loosen the reins. You will. You'll find your way. Your way.
I mean, I am. Thankfully, my husband, we have such a great balance in our house that, you know, he's very good at like walking me back off the ledge. It's going to be okay.
You're going to be all right.
It's going to be okay. You know, but yeah, I think it is tough. And especially in the way the world has changed.
Yes.
I think that's also hard to wrestle with. You know, a phone used to just be communication. Now it's all of these different things.
Yes.
But to your point earlier, we've given her the tools.
Yes.
We have given her the tools so that she does know how to navigate it. And the older she gets, the more tools, you know, she's going to need additional tools.
You got it.
And so
it's going to get bigger.
It's going to get bigger. It's going to get bigger. So thank you so much for all of this encouragement, for letting us in on the intricacies of your story. I'm sure there's so much more to know about your journey. And your journey's not over. So you're still going to continue to learn and grow, just like you mentioned earlier. But we want you to let us know how people can connect with you on your work. Y'all could just check, please watch everything. She's got it on her IMDb. Okay. Just click through and check it all out and you'll see what she's been working on. But if you want to share how people can connect with you to find out more about the work you're doing, let us know. How can people get in touch with you?
Okay, so you can reach me. Instagram is the best way. It's perfect. It's at Kelp. It's like help, but with a K. At Kelp 1031. That's it, right? Kelp 1031. Yeah.
Let me. Hold up. Let me look it on Instagram.
Yeah.
But we're all going to look to verify. They can search you by your name and it'll come
look
up.
You up. People find you.
Oh, yes, Kelp 1031. Yes.
Yes, there it is. That's the best way. And I look forward to answering questions and helping people on their journey. This is what you're here. When you get to a place in your life, I think every part of your life should be about service and helping. Yes. I mean, that's how giving is so important to our souls. And I gotta give. I have to do it. And I feel honored and blessed that someone would be interested in my brain and in my story. It's wonderful. So I'm gonna continue to give. So whoever need whatever, holler at me.
I'll let you go. Okay.
We love that. We love that. We love that. That is our heart too. Service. Yes. That's been something, that word, that phrase, serving has been on my mind very, very heavy throughout my this reflective season. And that's always what I've done. You know, I've always, I had to remind myself, you've always been a nonprofit. You've always served people.
That's right.
This season may look different, but that's still your heartbeat. Losing a job is not going to take that away from you. That's still
that's right.
It's not going to. No.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
You're still this boss, girl. You're still this boss.
Listen,
that's right.
Listen. Thank you all for listening in. You can catch us weekly on Spotify and Amazon Music. Leave a review and follow us on Instagram and Facebook to get more inspiration and information on motherhood and making things. Thank you so much for being with us today, Kelli Park. We are grateful for you.
I am so grateful for you and thank you. You're lovely, lovely, lovely.